Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here. Today is Friday. It is the 18th of November 2022. We actually have the sun out today, which is nice. Nice to see. But yeah, it's not, it's still chilly down here. It's not going to be a super warm day, but that's okay. Anyhow, couple things I wanted to, so just a reminder, I will be live streaming tonight at 8 o'clock, topic to be determined. We'll get that all figured out when the time comes, and we will go from there. But anyway, couple things I want to talk about here. Couple things that I've been thinking about and I wanted to share with you, and I find it amazing, okay? So first of all, what happens now that the elections are done? Let's talk about that. And I want you to think about this, guys, because this is all part of it, okay? You have the elections are done. Shortly after the elections were done, New York State recommended in 6 counties the indoor masks should start up again, right? I don't know if you guys saw this, but this was recommended in New York State, okay? So they're starting with that again. How far will it go this time? How far will you let it go? Here's my problem, and this is just a me thought process, and I think the majority of you all out there, in the world, like being told what to do. You don't have to make the decisions then. Somebody else is making the decision for you. You have no responsibility, no personal responsibility for anything. You can always shift the blame onto somebody else. Well, they made the decision and, I did what I had to do, but it wasn't my fault. Well, in that case, folks, it is your fault because you didn't stand up and say, yeah, you know what? No. And when nobody stands up and says, hey, I'm not doing this, I'm going to give you an example of what I mean. During the height of the pandemic, I would walk into Walmart. I did not wear a mask, wouldn't wear a mask, all right? Literally in the store, there's only one other time that I've run into one other person that was not wearing a mask. Everybody else had a mask on. You'd get the looks. People would look at you. Why aren't you wearing a mask? We were told we have to wear a mask. You better do what you're told, right? So the majority of you out there will never stand up. You won't do it because you don't want to. I heard everything was, well, I didn't want to cause problems, so I just went ahead and did it. Well, that's what happened with the Jews and the cattle cars, didn't it now? Well, they're just moving us. They're taking us to a different location, so I'm just going to go ahead and go along to get along. Not going to cause any problems. Look how that turned out for them. Along with the Jews was the gypsies, the homosexuals, the political dissidents that, were against Hitler and his regime. Anybody that caused trouble got sent away. Reeducation camps, right? Work camps. Got to put the troublemakers somewhere. You can't have them causing trouble. Can't have them causing waves. And so most people went along to get along. So people said after the war, well, how did the people in Germany go along with that? Just like what happened here in the last couple of years, folks. How did the majority of Americans just go along with that? Just do as you were told. Not make any waves. Don't cause any trouble. Because as soon as you caused waves or caused any trouble, what happened? You were shut up, silenced. Strikes were given on channels because you had a different viewpoint than what the accepted narrative was, right? So basically, people like Jason, Angry Prepper, who felt so passionate about his stance that he retired from the fire department rather than going along to get along because he felt that strongly about why he didn't want to do something, right? That's called standing up. That's living up to your convictions. And all the people, and he even said this to me, he said, Ed, he goes, I was so freaking pissed off. All these people said, no, I'm not doing it. And he goes, at the end, I think he said there was 3 people, him and 2 other people, that actually followed through on their convictions. The rest caved. Because why? Because that's what people do. That's what they do. Enough pressure is exerted, and they go ahead and say, you know what? Okay, I'm just giving up. I'll do what you say. I'm going to go along to get along. And I'm going to tell you right now, folks, I am never going to go along to get along. That's not who I am. All of you out there that do nothing but piss and moan and complain and do nothing to make your lives better, you deserve what you get. And I'm sorry, maybe that's harsh, maybe, oh my God, you seem angry, Prepper Nurse One. I'm not angry, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed that, people can't understand why what happened in Germany happened, but yet they sat here the last 2 years vilifying people that would not go along with the program, would not go along with what they were told, and you're supposed to just believe blindly that, they're doing this for the best interest of people, and they're looking out for us, right? Think about that. And what did most people, a very small percentage of people said, hey, wait a minute, I'm actually going to think for myself and make decisions based on that. So here's a question that I have for all of you out there that went ahead and went along to get along and did what you were told. How am I still alive? My God, this horrible, terrible thing happened. And if you didn't get this, thing that you were told to get, you're risking your life. You're risking other people's lives. You're not a team player. How am I still alive? I never got anything. I never ran to, and got in line and, oh, freaking please put that in me. How am I still here? Weird, isn't it? Isn't that a weird thing to think about? It's interesting, folks. And it's also interesting how information of what is a direct result of what happened with people getting in line and doing what they were told and doing the right thing. Any adverse reactions, any problems that were acquired because of that, you don't hear about that. That's not going to be talked about. That's not allowed to be talked about. Because then you are a conspiracy theorist. You're a troublemaker. Oh, you're not just, you're not being a team player. But at the end of the day, here's what happens, folks. And I want you to think about this. The rich get richer. And the rest of you who go along to get along, and you wonder why things are going the way that they're going. Why nothing changes. Why isn't it that things are getting better? Why are things continuing to do what they're doing? You wonder. And and now you know why. Because you're going to go along to get along. You're not going to cause any problems. You're going to do as you're told, like good little sheep. That's how it goes. When you stand up and you're different and you say, yeah, you know what, that's not for me, for whatever reason. There doesn't have to be, maybe you just made the choice of, you know what, that's not for me, I don't want to do that. But you're going to be vilified, you're going to lose your job, you're not allowed to go in here or there unless you show proof of what you've done. That's insanity to me. But I tell you what, the majority of you just went along and said, yep, okay, I'll do what you say, I'll get this, I'll be a good little sheep. Well, you reap what you sow, folks. That's all I can say. And whatever happens, you have nobody to blame but yourself. But when you are proactive and you're trying to make your life better, you're trying to do something different, you're looking at things in a different way, you're the bad guy. I think that's quite interesting. Quite interesting. All right, that's all I have to say. I am going to jump off here for now. I will see you all tonight at 8 o'clock. And again, let me just be clear on something. If you did something or you did not do something, it is your personal choice. You have that right to choose to do what you want to do. I could care less what you do. I really could. If you want to go along to get along, that's your choice. But when things change and your rights are restricted and you have them stripped away and you wonder why, you have no right to complain. None. Because you've done it to yourself. And that's all I'm saying with that. All right? Remember, guys, we are all in this together. We are one race called the human race. As soon as we can figure that one out, we will be in much, much better shape. Also, remember to hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So it's really important that we tell the people that we care about every day how we feel. Last but not least, STD, step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you are trying to accomplish, whatever you're trying to do, you can do it. The only one that's going to stop you from reaching your goals is you. That's it, nobody else. Stay positive, stay away from the negativity, and you're going to be just fine. I hope you all have a great day, and I will talk to you all later. Prepper Nurse 1, out for now.